Well, that was a dumb one.
That was a real thinker.
Was crazy.
Hey party people, welcome to another weird little video. Hello Luke.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing I'm in a really weird mood after watching Getting There. This was an insane movie.
Yes.
This was the most incoherent movie, yet it was pretty, there were parts that were funny.
Yes.
But by far, I think they're getting into a territory now where they're like, why are we making these films?
Right.
But they're like under contract or something,
Yes.
so it's like, you have to put these out.
Yeah, you have to pump these weird movies out. This one was truly bizarre. It was like a true, real 2002 mushroom trip.
Yeah, it had very like Leaving Las Vegas vibes.
Yes!
A little bit.
Or
Fear and Loathing.
it had Fear and Loathing. It was in Bat Country. I don't want to spend that much time explaining this movie because we could find ourselves in a serious wormhole of like trying to go around and around to make sense of this movie, which I don't want to do because it's like nonsense. To keep it as simple as possible, where do I begin?
You can't keep it as simple as
well,
possible.
like, let's just, you know, in the beginning of the movie, Mary-Kate and Ashley turn 16 and they get their driver's licenses and they get a sweet new car that they have to share, which if you're that rich, get your daughters 2 cars, you know what I'm saying? So they get this Mustang, and then it's like 6 months later, it's the Winter Olympics. They're really enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
I think this might just be an ad for the Winter Olympics.
Maybe.
It's 2002, so it's the Winter Olympics in Utah, and so they're trying to get from LA to Utah. They get there, but it's quite the ride.
It's an hour and a half into the movie before they get there.
Right, it's planes, trains, and automobiles.
The movie is called Getting There. Like,
Yeah.
an hour in, I'm like, oh, this is what this movie's about.
I know. Throughout this series, I've been referring to this movie as the Aspen movie.
Which it's not.
Because in my head, like, my memory of this movie was that they, like, went skiing in Aspen. Like, they took a road trip to Aspen from LA. Which is, like, wild and, like, kind of a fun idea for a movie. But
Yeah.
no, instead it's some crazy acid trip story of them, like, literally, they get in their car to go to Salt Lake and they get like 40 minutes and then something happens, they have to go home. They try again the next day, they get a little bit further, they have to go back home. It's like they're never gonna get there.
That's the part that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's not like LA and Salt Lake are like really far away from each other.
I know, and they're like there are no flights.
They're like, we gotta go home.
It's like really
we
from
didn't
LA?
make it.
And also, these girls are 16 years old. You'd think after like the second attempt at making this road trip happen, their parents would have just been like, no, that's it. I guess I should say, in the end, they make it. They go to Salt Lake. They miss the Olympics. The whole point was that they had tickets to Olympic events. They missed all of them. So you almost have this build-up like, oh, we're gonna see some like footage from the Olympics or something. Like this is gonna be like a plug for the Olympics. No. They go skiing and snowboarding and sledding, and they have really tiresome montages of them doing so, but
even the romantic situations that were going on in the movie were just weird. Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of took a back seat
Yes.
on this movie.
yeah, they really did.
It was about everybody else,
Yeah.
which was just weird. You know?
Yeah, all the different characters that they strung along on their adventure to Utah really became the main characters, and Mary-Kate and Ashley just kind of were there to facilitate their story.
Yeah. Except for this guy that's into Mary-Kate or Ashley. I don't know which one.
He's into Mary-Kate.
She just repeatedly denies him.
Savagely.
Over and over again.
Yes.
And finally, at the end of the movie, they shared this, like, passionate kiss. And she's just like, it's pretty black and white at this point.
Yeah.
Like, she literally said
that. She's like, I'm really not that into it. Can't you tell? It's just like,
And literally, the last thing we see of that guy is just going like this.
yeah, he literally head in his hands. Like, he's heartbroken.
And that's it. He doesn't have another scene.
And that's how they end that romantic storyline, is her. It's almost like, am I missing something?
No, it was just like, he just straight up got denied. Unless it's like this weird, like, girl empowerment thing where it's like, you don't have to, you know, kiss the boy.
You don't have to always like the boys that like you.
that had to be what the message was.
I mean, it must have been, but it isn't necessary for a movie like this. Like, in a movie like this, you either, like, completely omit the romantic storyline for the character, or, like, put a fun little, like, fling in there. Like, we don't need to, like, have some lesson.
I know, I felt like I was watching a health video.
Yes,
or
I did
something.
too. Especially because the first time this character approaches Mary-Kate and is like, hey, where do we stand in our relationship? Like, what am I to you? It's like, is this guy 30 years old?
I
like,
know.
It was very, like, the emotional intelligence and, like, just the earnest, you know, that guy had a lot of integrity. And he, you know, I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
And it's her right to not be attracted to him. But
don't
man,
put it in the movie.
We made a whole movie about it. That actor had to be like, jeez Louise.
It's like, what is this script? What is this?
Yeah, I thought I
Like,
was going to be like the cute guy in a Mary-Kate and Ashley
they're like, you
movie.
are kind of. Like,
Yeah, but you get
denied.
You get denied.
When does that happen? Like, so, like, bluntly.
But luckily for the viewer, the character that throughout the whole film you feel like is like the dud, the loser, he's like the laughing stock, he's the clown.
Yeah.
He gets the girl. And it's not one of the Olsen twins.
No.
It's another girl.
It's like a 27-year-old
Yes.
lady, you know.
Very full-figured,
Absolutely.
grown woman who's trying to pass herself off as a 16-year-old, which more power to you.
She's sucking on his finger at a certain
Yeah,
point
she
in the
sucks
movie.
a marshmallow off his finger.
And we're like, oh my god.
We were both so shook. We were like, oh.
I mean, thank God for Toast. Have we mentioned that his name is freaking Toast?
Yeah, I feel like we've been mentioning Toast a lot, and we haven't really touched on the fact that there's a character called Toast.
Yeah.
Also, I love how the hot girl's like, why do they call you Toast? And he's like, 'cause toast always gets burned. Did you catch that? That was like, whew, Toast. But he gets the girl.
He really does.
He has the craziest spiky hair. I really couldn't distinguish whether or not that was like an intentional, like, real style choice, or if that was just to make him look like a clown.
No, I think that was a style choice.
It was magnificent.
Where do you rate this one?
I was thinking about that. That's really gonna be hard for me to determine because it was bad. You know, it was bad. There was a lot of filler. It was pretty incoherent, but I enjoyed it. So,
I definitely enjoyed it because it was just great. It wasn't what I was expecting whatsoever.
yeah.
Toast.
Oh man, am I rating this one kind of high? I am gonna say, honestly, I'm gonna give this 7.25.
Good old 7.25.
Yeah.
What do we have at a 7?
At a 7 is Switching Goals. And at a 7.5 is Passport to Paris.
Oh, wow. This is so difficult. Switching goals. See, it's a totally different style of movie now.
Yes.
You know? Because a part of me now, I'm like almost nostalgic to the fact that I'm like, oh, they were little girls at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
And
they were so much more wholesome and like.
That's
this
valid.
was just funny and
Yeah.
just weird.
Totally. And that's valid, but I think that that's mostly valid when it comes to films like It Takes Two.
I was just thinking about that movie. That, I think when all is said and done, that's the gold standard.
Yeah. And it is our highest rated so far. I mean, we
Yeah.
gave it a 10. We
It's not
haven't
gonna get
adjusted
beaten.
it.
It's not going to get beaten.
Yeah, I'm getting there a 7.25. 7.25.
I think I'm going to agree with you. I think I had more fun with this one than Passport to Paris, but Passport to Paris did have that young Mary-Kate and Ashley sort of fun,
Yeah.
vibe to it.
Passport to Paris, in retrospect, was very good.
Yeah, this one was crazy, and so I think I'll go with you. I think it's a 7.25.
Yeah. Passport to Paris was a little bit more, like, sincere. Like, there was, like, an earnest, genuine goodness to that movie. In the acting and in the, like, delivery of the message of that movie.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, it's just sort of, like, incoherent, but it was a ton of fun.
Yeah. And I kind of like the almost just kind of lukewarm ending.
I do, too.
Of just, like, that's it.
It was stupid.
That's a wrap,
I liked it because it was stupid at the end. That ending was dumb.
Stupid.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
It was mad dumb.
It was hype.
It was hype.
Dumb.
Oh my gosh, they kept using the term hype, like everything is hype. Bring it back. Also, they were saying things were fat, like in a good way. I really don't know how to use that. Like, they were saying things are, like,
Dude, that's a
fat as heck.
We've got 3 movies to go.
Oh my gosh, there are only 3 movies left.
That's huge. Oh my god.
Things are getting
it's
really
such
serious.
A grind. It's actually getting better now. And I called this. I said that this would happen. It's just kind of more fun and just like, I mean, like Billboard Dad, that was like a children's movie.
What's crazy is that Billboard Dad, they were only 5 years younger, you know? And now they're like kissing boys and like making adult decisions about their like love lives and like...
That's just...
going on solo road trips without their parents. Oh, the food item of the movie became very clear very quickly. Would you like to tell them?
It was hot sauce. The 3 dudes in the movie kept being like, hot sauce! We love hot sauce!
Yeah. Yeah, at one point they're at a Del Taco, and the employee forgets to give them their hot sauce, and they, like, start chanting, HS, 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 which is, like, me, honestly.
Yeah. What if we watch all these films and then Mary-Kate and Ashley call, but it's, like, scary? It's like...
You've watched all the films, now you must answer all the questions.
Do you dream about Mary-Kate and Ashley?
I don't. Do you?
No.
I feel like I will when we come a little bit more down to the wire.
It's not like we're watching this like every day. Dude, the cat is just looking right at the TV.
Yeah.
What are you doing, buddy?
Let's get into Luke's therapy corner. Do we need to talk about this?
About the fact that I've got to watch all these movies?
Yeah, and like,
it's fun. I will totally remember this forever.
That's nice, babe.
Yeah. It's getting better.
It's getting there.
What was the worst one? The Australian one.
Oh.
That was like...
Our lips are sealed. Don't watch it. I don't care if you're watching every piece of Mary-Kate and Ashley content that has ever been created. Just don't watch it. Our lips are sealed. Not worth a watch. Yeah. You know what's crazy is that there are people who like, that's their favorite movie.
Our lips are sealed?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, but they exist. There are people who any movie is their favorite movie.
Yeah.
I've had people comment on my videos and be like, just because they love like Billboard Dad so much, you know, or like
That's
Passport
weird.
to Paris. It's just like
Passport to Paris. I could see that.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Billboard Dad.
But yeah,
I don't
some people
understand.
are just like, I love it so much. It's like,
I guess they like, you know,
maybe it reminds them.
Yeah, have a special memory attached.
Maybe it reminds them of a time when their parents were still married. Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting there.
Getting divorced. That's what this movie should be called.
Working on it. That's what the series should be called. Really, at the end of the day, we continue to watch these movies because we hold out hope that they all exist in the same universe.
It just... Any sort of connection would be fantastic, you know? And be like, oh yeah, our dad is a famous sculptor, you know? Mm-hmm. We put him on a billboard.
Honestly, I would love to, like, write fiction that exists within the universes of these movies.
This movie had some hot scenes, for sure.
Yeah. There was some,
like, boobs out in the open.
There were boobs. There's some PDA. There's some... If I were a parent and I was watching this film with my kids, I would have been like...
Because this isn't for teenage girls.
This is for 12-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls. Yeah. And this is like road trip alone with boys, no adults, everybody's coupled, everybody's like licking each other's fingers.
I know. It was backcountry, man.
It was backcountry. And they set a very bad example because they each time, or not each time, but near the end, whenever the girls would get into trouble, they would find themselves like, you know, being like, should we call mom and dad? And I mean, in reality, the answer is yes.
Be like, oh,
like
mom.
You're stranded in a small town with no way to get out, nowhere to stay. You need to rely on strangers. Like, no, call your parents. But in this movie, they don't. They handle it like adults.
No.
It's like, this ends in murder. That's what I want to write. I want to write the fan fiction where they get murdered. So it's the story of each of these films, but in the end, it's the story of their murder. So, like, Holiday in the Sun.
They get eaten by a shark?
No, they get murdered by Fish Boy, and he cuts them up and feeds them to the fish.
Oh, to get rid of the evidence. He's like, feed them to the stingrays.
Yes. And, like, How the West Was Fun. Bart, like, when he, like, sails them down the river. Remember that?
Holds their head underwater.
Yeah. Their dad's like, ah!
Oh, no.
I could really go on. Maybe we'll make a spooky Mary-Kate and Ashley Halloween special where we tell spooky tales of how they were murdered in each of their universes. Really honestly, I'm writing this fan fiction. Don't think I won't.
This video is exactly like getting there. You thought this was going to be a Mary-Kate and Ashley
No,
movie.
this is backcountry.
No, this is a hardcore Mary-Kate and Ashley review.
Yeah.
We've been like, it was alright, you know? And we talked about like how
what if we kill them off?
Yeah, when they were little. They were just murdered.
Next week we're watching The Challenge, correct?
No, When in Rome.
Next week's When in Rome. Okay, When in Rome, I'm pretty sure is dope. So... Okay. Buckle up, everybody. I'm 99% sure that it's like way more coherent. I think I hope, man. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for clicking. Thank you for choosing once again to hang out with us and to go through this experience with us. I honestly, while we were watching this, I was like, has anyone seen this movie? Like anyone, you know?
I don't know. Oh, shout out to OEKIIN.
Oh, yes. I don't want to end this video without mentioning the actor who plays Toast is in a band currently.
Yeah, which we rocked out to.
Yes.
Rocked out to it.
It's called OEKIIN. I'll put some links in the bio.
Yep, screw it. Yeah.
Shout out to OEKIIN. It's weird. You're weird, dude. Congrats.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's way better than Getting There. But your performance was the best thing about this movie.
Totally.
So you're killing it, man.
Totally. We love you, dude. I don't know your name, but I'll find out. And I'm going to tweet this at you.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week we're going to be watching When in Rome. I hope you guys will join us. As always, I love you and I would do anything for you.
See you later.
All right.
Peace.
Goodbye.